Spider-Man thing, with great power comes great responsibility. And even though Neva could have used his powers for evil, he used it for good here. Like I said, with the power of the Tamagamis, he could own the entire demon realm, but he doesn't use it for that, as he wants to keep the peace. So I thought that was a... And so there you see, Neva is now in there, and I think we need to applaud Neva. Our elderly Namekian here, who actually, I gotta be honest, I thought was evil the way, because I thought he was a complete jerk in the beginning, but I guess he was just doing this as a way to save face from not getting any harm, even though he says there's not going to be much harm given to the Namekians because of their value. But clearly from here, Neva has finally taken a shower, because not one person complained that he stinks. And you got, speaking of complain, you got Hibiscus here basically saying his butt hurts because I guess they got him sitting on the edge of the seat. And basically right here, Piccolo's like, well, you got to make do, because at the end of the day, there's just no more space. We got everything else for cargo and stuff. And so Bulma, aka Bulma, she asks Neva if that means that this means he is the only Namekian left here in the demon realm. And Pansy's like, yeah, it must get pretty lonely. And he's like, yeah, he said he loves it here, and it does. And from here, I think it's Nahare, aka the East Kaioshin, aka the Supreme Kai, is wondering, you know, why don't you go back, basically? Or I think it was it why he created the Tamagamis? Yeah, that was it. I think this is where it came. Why did he create the Tamagamis? And so he explains that back in the day, and obviously you can tell way back in the day, basically, as he explains to everyone, and we get these really cool animation shots zooming in through the first demon realm, and there you see the 3-star ball, and then we are zooming through the sea, which is basically what the second demon realm is, and then you see, of course, the empty void of the first demon realm, and that's where that is. And from here, he basically through this is explaining that for generations, basically, there were people trying to take the Dragon Balls and use it for evil, and it was just getting out of control. And so that's where he took it upon himself to create the Tamagamis, making them much stronger than almost anything that the Majins in that realm could take on. And as a result, this made it a lot harder to get the Dragon Balls, and a lot easier to make sure that they weren't being used for evil. And so that's really cool to hear that lore as far as why the Tamagamis are in existence. And I think this is really cool because, you know, it goes back to the Spider-Man thing. With great power comes great responsibility. And even though Neva could have used his powers for evil, he used it for good here. Like you said, with the power of the Tamagamis, he could own the entire demon realm, but he doesn't use it for that, as he wants to keep the peace. So I thought that was a pretty good, strong message. From there, as we continue on, Son Goku basically starts complaining again, about, I think, was it the space or whatever, and Hibiscus is like, yeah, you know what, we already sacrificed enough just to bring you on board, you ain't got no reason to complain. And Vegeta's right here, he's like, by the way, I'll be the one to take on the next Tamagami. And Goku's like, no fair. Because he's like, I want to face the Tamagami. So Goku trying to just take up all the greediness with the fight, even though he fought. And Vegeta's like, how's that not fair? He said, you already fought one. And so Goku goes ahead and asks Neva, said, hey, can anybody take this on at multiple, like, would multiple people take this thing on at any time? Or can anyone take on the Tamagami? And Neva says, sure, yeah, anybody can take on the Tamagami, but it has to be one-on-one in order to get the Dragon Balls. And Goku's like, and Vegeta's like, ha 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 ha. And Goku right there, disappointed, realizing this has got to be a one-on-one fight. And so Neva basically is just shocked. He's like, you two actually want to fight the Tamagami? And from there, Nahare, he ends up telling him like, oh yeah, they love fighting. And so you see right there, Goku looking disappointed, Vegeta smiling, like, this is like very kid, like, you know, when you know, your mom is like, you know, like, one kid's like, hey, can I get another cookie? Yes, but you already had a cookie, so you'll have to wait tomorrow. He can get a cookie because he never got one. Aw, and Vegeta's like, except this is with fighting, right? So I love it. This is great comedy. And so there we go. The portion,